Are we live? All right, what is up, fellow benchwarmers? Welcome to live uh, quickie Q&A chit chat about fantasy today. My name is JJD with Commish Eric. We are live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Well, we are live on Twitter. I hope we just tried it out. Commish, week 6
Yes.
live Q&A. Tomorrow it's Thanksgiving today. So shout out to JD.
Who's
What's
JD?
up here, JD? I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
who JD is, but
I
he is
thought
a
he's listening.
subscriber from YouTube. So shout out to him. So we are still waiting for a few people. Maybe we can talk about some players right now. Injuries? Any major injuries?
I guess
Lots of
the biggest news is Kawhi and Paul George um out indefinitely. So I guess
yeah,
that's the biggest new updates about the both of them. Yeah.
out indefinitely.
Out
That's scary,
indefinitely.
right?
Well, I don't know if it's just the wording or
Is
because
it?
as far as I know, Kawhi's injury is just a sprained ankle. I don't know when it happened, but if it happened during the game, it means it's not that bad because he was able to finish
But
the
this is
game.
Kawhi.
I know it's Kawhi, so that's worrying. But it should not be that bad. Maybe they just want to be again extra cautious with him. Paul George, supposedly it's the knee, and then supposedly it's nothing, and then now it's the hamstring. So again, it's very vague. Also, I think I'm guessing Paul George will be out a while. That's my guess with Paul George because something that's supposedly minor, something that's
What?
supposedly nothing, and then he misses one game, then second game tomorrow, and then suddenly no timetable, suddenly out indefinitely. Paul George's injury is, I guess, scarier in my
Again,
opinion.
again, again.
Yeah, again, yeah.
This is what the second year in a row. Shout out to Emmanuel Sosa and Anthony Marca. But here's the question from Mark Peter Pia. Pick up Rocco.
Mm, Not really. In 14 team,
20
not too.
teams. 20 teams.
20, yes, I think you could gamble. Maybe in 16 to 18 you can gamble. But they're also out Luke Kennard. Luke Kennard is also out. So that's three wing players. I would assume it's gonna be Jackson, Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, Zubac, and then somebody maybe Coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee will start, or maybe they start Norm Powell. They start Powell again. So they put Coffee on the bench with John Wall. Kuroko will probably still be at the 4 or 5 position, but he should get more minutes. I think in
But
16
oh,
team
I
leagues
think,
you can try.
yeah, I think it's okay. But I think more than Rocco, maybe Batum
Batum,
gets
yes. Batum,
gets
yeah.
a little more boost because we've seen the no Paul George, no Kawhi, and I think it's Batum that's really stepping up or given more playing time than Rocco. Rocco has been really out, but if it's a 20-team league, probably Batum's not going to be available. So yeah, maybe Rocco is worth a shot. Amir Coffee here, Isaiah James is also asking about Amir Coffee. Yeah, you can 20 teams. You can't go
Yeah,
wrong
20
there.
too. Yeah.
You can't go wrong unless you show us other options that you have in the 20 team, but there aren't much as well. Here, all right, we've got some questions already coming in from Facebook. Ian, Kevin Balete, Cade, out indefinitely. Well, Cade, we talked about Cade in a few episodes ago. Um, Not really the out indefinitely. He could be the worst is if he'll be out for the rest of the season. I think that's the most worrying thing about Cade. Um, don't worry, we are with you. I have him in I think three or 2 or 3 leagues as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait. The good news is I think he tried practicing a bit one on one, doing some one on one drills to test it out. I saw that in a post. So let's see what happens. Hold though, if you have an IL slot there.
There's been a lot of articles about Cade's situation. There's no in between there. Even if he's not gonna get a surgery, the next best option is rest. So if you try to get him to rest so that the fracture or the stress fracture would heal, it will still take weeks before he's allowed to, do more or to actually play in the NBA. So he's gonna be out a while, regardless whether it's surgery or not.
So do
So there's no
you
in.
is this should you drop him at this point?
Um, I'm pretty sure
You have
there
a
would be.
few other more injured players.
He's probably not on the top of my list of someone I will drop. I hope you have two ILs. Like I have Harden, I have Cade, as I said, I have CP3. Those guys I don't like to drop, especially if I'm not yet at the bottom. So maybe I'm near the bottom but not yet there. So I'll try to hold on to them. I'll try to hold on to them. I'll try to drop some other injured players. Like maybe if I don't know, if you have Cam Johnson in your injured list, I think he's a drop. Some other players, maybe if you're stashing Bogdan, maybe he's a drop. Something like that. And let's just try to keep Cade until we have the final decision of the franchise of the team as to what they're gonna do with him. If you want my guess is he's gonna take the surgery. That's my guess because there's no point in risking it if you're not a
Yeah,
contending team. If you're
yeah,
not in for a player who's your franchise player, second year only in the NBA. So that's my guess, but of course, could always be wrong.
yeah. Our guess, your guess is as good as ours as well.
Yes.
Angel John Maria said Embiid could be out weeks. Well,
Yes.
weeks might be. Is it? Was there
It's
word?
possible. I did we did talk about this. I said it's not a sprained ankle, it's a sprained foot. We just don't know how severe it is, what grade,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
whatever. And the average of strained foot is actually 11 games, multiple weeks. So, but if it's really just mild foot sprain, he could come back next week, maybe. But it's not 2 games. People assumed it was 2 games because that was what they said. It's gonna miss 2 games, but they said 2 games and then see what happens after that. That was
Yeah.
the official report. So people thought that Paul Reed, Harrell, they're just temporary streamers, but actually they could have longer than 2 games value. Well, tomorrow will be the third game for them. So there, yeah,
Yeah.
possible weeks.
Here's another one. Yeah. So Paul Reed a hold. In case he was dropped, you can pick him up again. Poku hold in 14 teams. Yes, I'm holding Poku in 14.
Yeah, Poku. He just came back. He came back
Yeah, he just
already.
came back.
He just came back, and he's. We know OKC likes to change their rotation, their starters, and everything. But so far,
Well,
Dort,
the
TD,
good news for Poku owners was that the first game back already started.
he started even he was already starting before when he got injured. He already
Yeah,
starting. Now he came back. He's still starting, and he should be starting because so far the as I was saying, 4 out of the 5 starters were already set. I think for OKC, unless an injury happens.
that's
That's SGA,
SGA.
Dort, Giddy, Poku. That's the 4. And so far it's JRE. If not JRE, it's Jalen Williams. If not Jalen Williams, it's Aaron Wiggins. They just changed that fifth starter. But I think Poku's set already to be the starter for this team.
Yeah,
He had
JJ.
1 steal, 3 blocks in his first game back. So definitely
Yeah.
a hold. Definitely
Oh,
a hold.
a player like Poku, you don't, especially if he's got some value, you just try to trade him. A lot of players would want. A lot of managers would want him as well. Trade value is really
He's
high.
a hold even in 12 teams. In 12
Yep,
team leagues. Yeah.
I have him in a 12-team league. Yeah, holding on to him. That's from JJ Malyari. Aldous Labastida. Rob Williams for Keegan. We haven't really heard much from Rob Williams
We
for
haven't.
Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather stream the spot if you're gonna drop. if you really want to drop Keegan.
No, I think he has Rob, right? He has Rob.
Uh, no, I'm not sure if he has Rob or he's gonna drop Keegan and add Rob. I don't know.
I think maybe he has Rob Williams and then he's trying to buy low on Keegan. Maybe use the injured player to get Keegan, buy low on Keegan.
Yeah,
That's okay with me. But the difference with Rob Williams and Keegan is Rob Williams, you can just stash him, not burn a roster spot. Keegan, you cannot. So you'll be carrying Keegan's bad stat lines for at least a couple more. Well, my guess, as I said, was weeks. I think it's gonna take a
couple
while
more
for him
weeks. Couple
because
more
he's a
weeks.
rookie. There was a tragedy in the family, so there's a lot of things really that's going on with his life, and it's really tough for a young guy to adjust to all of that. So I think it's gonna take a little longer for him to adjust. If you can be patient with that, then I think it will pay off. I still think it will pay off, but when it will pay off is a question. It could be January, it could
Yeah.
be week 12, week 11, sometime then. So if you have patience for that and your team is really strong, then yeah, go for it.
Uh, Abby has
No,
dropped Mo Bamba for Banquero.
no, I
Ah,
won't
with
drop.
Banquero back. Sorry.
Okiki is out. So basically, Bam Bankero just replaces Okiki.
Also,
Basically,
Wendell Carter Jr. has
is
Plantar,
yeah,
and as with Plantar in past cases, I think this is more of he's gonna be in and out of the lineup most likely.
yeah.
Wendell Carter Jr. And with that, Bamba could get some. It's just at this point too early to drop him. Just hold, see what happens with that Orlando rotation.
And he's playing so well, Mo Bamba, that you give him the benefit of the doubt to let him play out a game with the complete roster or a Banquero back roster, and then see what happens because he's the blocks, the trees, those things are hard to find in the waiver.
Yeah. Related, I guess, since it's Orlando, we're talking about Raymond Magyawi asks, if Bol Bol is a lock in the starting lineup, what will that make Faults or Suggs the starting point guard? Cole
Will that
Anthony
be?
and likely six man.
I
Well, I don't
That's
know if
possible.
those point guards will be healthy altogether.
Markel Fultz is already practicing, so I think his return
Yeah.
is near.
But I think the
Um,
curse of the point guards
yeah,
is
but
there in Orlando.
Fultz, I kind of like Markel Fultz. Although if Cole and Fultz come back together and they have 3 point guards there, that might not be the best situation for him. But if he comes
Of
back
the three,
earlier,
who do you think is the best option there, fantasy
it's still
wise?
fantasy
Faults.
wise. I think it sucks. I think it sucks right now. The if, especially if you're not looking at the field goal percentages, but even if you're looking at the field goal percentages,
It's
even
it's
Cole.
Faults. I like Faults better though.
No, it sucks. It sucks. Markel Fultz. I know people love Markel Fultz, and I do love Markel Fultz. I like him. It's just that Suggs' upside, I think, at this point is better. He can shoot better, even if his field goal is bad. He can shoot better. Now, given this question, yes, Ball is a lock. I'm assuming Banquero is a lock, and Wendell Carter Jr. is a lock. Franz Wagner is a lock. So that point guard position would be either of the three. Regardless, my guess would be it would still be Suggs, and then one of the two will come off the bench, and then the other will probably be a backup shooting guard. They'll play big. Although don't believe in teams saying that someone is a lock in the starting lineup. That will
Yeah,
change, and that could change. And Orlando's big lineup is actually starting to unravel. Their plus minus, their net ratings are going down. So teams have been able to figure it out.
yeah,
So we don't know. Maybe if they keep on losing, they change it. I don't know who goes to the bench, but it's possible that they could change it sometimes, sometime
right.
soon.
So that's for Raymond. Angel, Ingram or Wiggins rest of the season 9 camp. Ingram, you're talking about Brandon Ingram, right?
Brandon Ingram and Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins has really been very, very good this year. I'll still go with Brandon Ingram. I'll still go with Brandon Ingram. I think the
I think
upside of
Brandon
Ingram.
Ingram this year has been a little low key. I think I'm not sure if it's with Zion. You don't really notice him as much this year.
Um, well, Brandon Ingram is not really a very exciting
Yeah.
player, not really a very exciting fantasy prospect, but he's been okay. He's been his usual self. I think Brandon Ingram, the best case would be 50, probably in the 50s. That's always where he's been consistent in the 50s. Wiggins though has been really playing very well as of until now. But I think the upside of Ingram is still higher than Wiggins. That's my take on that.
Yeah. All right. That's from Angel John Maria. Shout out to you from Facebook. Okin Adnarim from Facebook. I have Trey Young, Garland, and Jokic in 12-team league. Who between Garland and Trey should I move to have other player with more category? What category do you need?
I guess
Rebound?
he's trying to get more like more stats. Like because Trey Garland and Jokic are probably similar in the assists.
Yeah.
Their strength is the assists. That's probably his problem. If you're gonna trade, I would say of course you trade Garland among the two. As much as I love Garland, I think Trey is still better between the two of them. So I would like Trey more than Garland. Plus the 3 pointers, Jokic is strong with threes. Trey is strong with assists. Trey is also strong with assists. But the difference is Trey at least gives you the 3 pointers. That
Mhm.
gives you a help in one
Garland gives you
category.
that.
I think Trey, yeah, but Trey's I guess more that part of his game is more
What I like about Garland though,
intimate.
he has more steals than Trey.
That's true. That's true.
So
Yeah.
that's why I asked what type of what category are you gonna try to build on or try to improve on? Because if it's just going to be, you want to keep steals in, maybe Trey is the better player to move. I mean, if you trade Trey, you get better value as well. I mean, higher player. So I think it really depends on which category you're trying to build because the steals, I think Garland is ahead than Trey.
Yeah.
Um, the turnovers probably they're gonna be close, but usually Trey gets more turnovers, a lot more than Trey. The field goal though, I think I don't know. Looks like Garland's a better field goal player. So not that I'm saying there's a lot of net negative on Trey, but he can hurt you from time to time.
Yeah, but one thing with Trey though, the scoring is important if you have
Yep.
Jokic because
The scoring, the
Jokic
scoring.
Jokic this year, his points, although he had 31 the other day, but outside of that, if MPJ's injury is not bad. I mean, he's questionable for tomorrow, but assuming it's just a minor one, and then Jamal is there, of course, and everybody else, he usually doesn't. He won't get 25, 26 points a game anymore this year. So you would need some help at the points position, at the points category. So I think Trey gives you more there. Garland has been scoring well so far. 23 and a half. He's been shooting the three ball well, 3.5, more than Trey as you said. But I don't think that's gonna continue. I don't think it's gonna be that high. Maybe 21, 22 for Garland. Trey I think 27, 28 is consistent, is sustainable.
Well,
And you would need that.
the upside of Trey is a lot better, of course, obviously. But yeah, so it really
But
depends on.
I agree with JJT though. You can get better players with Trey. That
Yeah,
that that is something you can consider. If you pedal Trey, maybe you can get a first rounder in return,
yeah.
right? So
Maybe
you can try.
what player, um, someone who's maybe a cat or
Maybe a cat, yeah. Maybe a Carl Anthony
Anthony
Towns.
Towns or maybe an AD.
even a Halliburton.
Yeah,
I mean, Trey was a first rounder. That's
yeah,
not far fetched, right?
yeah.
Even a
Um,
Halliburton.
all right. Killian Hayes is injured, Jaron, so I'm not sure if he's
Yeah,
gonna
he's
play
injured.
tomorrow. Is he
He's
a
not
drop
gonna play.
though?
Hmm. I think not yet. As we just talked about what the situation with Cade. There's so much uncertainty that Cade could be out for the season. So the Killian will be the starter for the rest of the season, and as long as he's healthy. So I think he's a hold. He's IL plus guy that
Yeah.
you put. Yeah.
Here's a good one. Eason or Keegan, rest of the season.
I
I know
love them
you
both.
love both,
Yeah, I love
but you
them
have
both.
to pick one. You're in a boat, two of them are drowning. Who are you saving first?
I I I I've I've always liked Tari Eason more. I know a lot of people love Keegan, and I know he's a higher pick, but I just feel like Tari Eason is the fantasy wise more complete, more all around. The problem with Eason compared to Keegan is Keegan starting. He's gonna get the
Yeah.
minutes. Eason is not a given, but rest of the season it will it will come. It will come. Eason will be starting.
I mean, Eason
I mean, I don't.
has been solid so far. Maybe
Yeah,
a 14 team, he can be held. You know, he can be your worst player there, end of the roster type of player.
I
He's
don't.
been
I don't
good.
trust Eric Gordon to be healthy for the rest of the season.
Well, that's one.
So
That's one. As well.
yeah,
But the good thing about Eason is that he contributes a lot more, like the steals, the
yes,
blocks,
yeah.
um, things that we expected from Jabari Smith that we're not getting.
Mm-hmm.
Just putting it out there, right? Um, the steals, the blocks, he can rebound as well. So I think a lot more. Rest of the season, yeah, Commission's right. Um, the minutes would be crucial here. And when Eason can get more minutes. But he's been good at around 20
He's
24 minutes.
he's around 102nd, 105th around there at that
Who-
19-minute,
Eason,
18
right?
minutes a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eason. He's been able to help in steals. His steal rate is quite high, very few minutes. So if he goes to 25, 28, I mean, I don't know where he would go because the steals should go higher. He can pass, he can shoot
Yeah.
the 3-pointer. So I like Eason more.
Uh,
Mm.
Hero Gonzalez. Bay. Sadiq Bay. What's Sadiq Bay's injury?
Sprained ankle. Sprained ankle. Never been a
So
fan of Sadiq Bey. I never been a fan of Sadiq Bey. I did say when we were having our regrets episode, which players did we regret drafting? I have him at least. I think
yeah, I think I should have added him. I have him one in couple of
two
leagues.
two of maybe 14 or 16 teams I have this year. Yeah, I don't like Sadiq. So I don't think really he's a must hold in 12 teams. But it also depends on who you would replace him with. Uh, but his stat set has been very one-dimensional. Points and threes. It's been really what he can
So
give
do you
you.
think he's still a Holden 12 team?
No, not a must hold. Just depends on who you would replace him in. If you're telling me he's the worst player, you're gonna stream the spot. Yes, by all means. Because if
Yeah.
he's not your worst player, you're gonna replace him with someone who should be a more permanent player in your lineup. So it just depends on who is available in your waiver wires.
All right. That's for Hero Bobby. Yeah. Danny Avdia finally be able to keep consistent run going. Well, he can disappear again.
He
I
will.
think I think the more likely thing to happen is that he will disappear again.
Yes,
So I
yes, he
think
will. He will.
you just have to, you know, ride it out and see how long can
He,
he sustain this.
in fairness, this has been the longest he's been able to play this well, but it's been helped by the injuries to Bradley Beal, to Monte Morris. We talked
Yeah.
about it in our courtside DFS episode that His assists, he almost had a triple double because there's no Monte. He's playing point forward. That's been always been his strength. He
Plus
can
the
play,
stocks are okay. I mean,
yeah.
at least he's
He
got 1-1, right? I think he averaged at least one
he
one.
can he can he can really pass and he can really play point guard at that small forward position. That has been his strength. And without Monte Morris, it's helped him a lot. Helped him a lot. But I don't know, Monte will come back. So eventually the run will end.
Yeah. AJ, shout out to AJ Velasco. What's up, AJ? How are you? Um, DeRozan, what's up with DeRozan?
Um, well, he had a bad stretch for a while, but he's been playing better as of late. He's okay. Rosen's fine. There was a time where he struggled a bit, and I said you could try that in that period. Try to get him because he might be cheaper at that time. But right now, he's playing very well. He's already playing very well.
All right, so DeRozan's okay by Ronel. Ronnie, Suntay, Mison. Coffee or Rocco? I think coffee is ahead.
Mm, maybe while Kennard is out, maybe Coffee gets more minutes. While Kennard is out. But if Kennard comes back, I think Rocco will be more consistent with the minutes because
Is it
Rocco can play
consistently
four.
good minutes or consistently bad?
Consistent with the minutes compared to Coffee. When Kennard comes back, Coffee might not get much even without Kawhi or Paul George. But for now, yes, he can get more minutes than Rocco.
All right. Well, what's this question by Christian? AD, Vassell, Jalen Smith, Sexton for Ingram, Bam, MPJ, and Smart. It's a trade, I think.
AD, Vassell, Jalen, and Sexton for Ingram, Bam, MPJ, and
I
Smart.
think I like the Ingram Bam side a lot better.
Um, AD is a big deal though. AD is a very big deal. I think, of course, we know AD is the best player in this package. So it's AD and then Bam and then Vassell and Ingram. I think that's the
Yeah,
equivalence. The Jalen Sexton MPJ Smart, of course, we know it's MPJ Smart. But the advantage of AD is really big. You know that I think the AD side is still better. I
really.
think. Yeah,
Even with
because
Jalen Smith and Sexton there.
because it's like this. I know AD is it's like SGA. Of course, we know there's lots of risk, but he's getting Marcus Smart, who's also said that he's not gonna play every game this season because he has to manage his foot. He's
Hmm.
getting MPJ, who's already at this point having some heel issues, and we know he's a very injury prone player. And of course, Bam and Ingram are no healthy,
Yep.
no
Bam has
players
missed
either.
games
So
already.
So those four are also risky. So I just go for the currently second or third best fantasy player out there, which is AD.
All right. So yeah. Now that you've explained that, I get it. Yeah. AD best player, higher upside, better upside. Plus all of these guys in the AD side are pretty much healthy at this point,
Pretty much. They just suck.
right?
I mean, some of them like
Yeah.
Jalen.
Jalen and Sexton are just the deal breakers there, if any. Drop Keegan Murray for a streamer spot. Yeah, depends on. I've dropped Keegan in a 12 team league already.
Yeah,
14 depends on how strong your team could be. You can, if you think you can still wait a couple more weeks maybe to see. But if you are a bit struggling, yeah, maybe you could just stream the spot. I think that should be okay. If you want to stream the spot, I think now's the best time to do it because he's struggling. Probably the chances of other managers picking him up are less. So yeah,
yeah.
Buckets Factory. Number one fantasy points prediction for tomorrow's slate.
DFS, I guess.
Yeah,
Correct.
I think
This is
yeah.
a this is a DFS question.
Who do you
Our,
think will?
my pick a while ago was AD. My pick a while ago was AD. Who was your pick? You're muted. I think can't hear you.
I think it's between Steph. I forgot the other one. Or Tatum. I think I also had Tatum there. But I think it
Yeah,
was
we
Steph
had
and I think Steph was the initial first pick there that I had.
yeah.
So yeah. Here, who do I need to drop? Milton or campaign for Gary Trent? Or keep both of them and leave Trent in the injury list? I keep both. I'll keep both of them. Keep Trent in the IL.
Yeah, I agree. Trent's not been playing very well yet. He's been struggling. Not been shooting the ball well. The steals have dropped. So if there's no other injuries in your team, I'll just keep on using Melton and campaign. Chris Paul is near. Chris Paul is coming back soon because he's already practicing. Not yet contact portions, but he's already fully practicing. They're gonna evaluate him, I think, tomorrow or the day after that. So you can just wait for that, and then when he's back, then drop campaign. Payne will definitely be the earlier drop than
Yeah,
Melton. Yeah.
yeah. If you in a ideal world, Payne is the drop there, without
Yes.
any
Yes.
injury. So I think that's how we do that. Christian, I just traded Cade for Chris. Oh, that's a good trade. If you got Chris
That's a good
Middleton,
trade. That's a good trade.
that's a
That's a very
great
good
trade.
trade. I'll
Yep.
take that. I'll
Christian
take
is
that.
known for some of these really nice trades. We've had them you know in past leagues, and yeah, it's been good with these. Tom Babylonia, more power to your page. I'm loving the content. Thank you, sir. Thank you for and hope you continue to win your leagues and continue to listen to us. Appreciate it. Drop one. Bamba, Alec Burks, Caruso or Beasley.
Caruso or
23,
Beasley? It's between
23.
Caruso or Beasley. Needs field goals, free throws, three steals, blocks. Wow, that's a lot. Long-term hold. If you need field goals and free throws, it's not Caruso or Beasley. But-
Yeah,
not Caruso or Beasley. But I think I'll drop Caruso. I'll drop Caruso.
yeah. I think Caruso. It's
I'll
it's
still,
just between the two of them, Caruso or Beasley.
I have Baisley in some 16 team leagues because he's very sneaky guy with the stocks, with the steals and blocks. And I just pray that he doesn't take a lot of shots, which he hasn't taken a lot because he's only playing 16, 17 minutes. So maybe the free throws and field goals hit will not be as bad. So that's why I go with Baisley. Caruso will give you steals, but he doesn't
The
block
field
as
goal.
much,
Yeah.
and the field goals usually takes more than Beasley. Takes more shots.
Uh, we talked about DeRozan already. I think he is. Who is better, Trey or Ja? Trey. Come on.
They're near, they're close. But Trey, yeah, they're close, but it's Trey for me.
We just
They're
compared
close.
we just compared Ja to Darren Fox,
Yeah.
and they were really close. They were
They
really
were
close.
close, but their ranks are not close for now because Fox is shooting the ball very well. But eventually they will be close when Fox percentages go down. Yeah.
Yeah. Um. So yeah, three for sure. Drew or Sabonis? This is a good one by Vaughn. Drew or Sabonis? I like Sabonis better. He's been playing well lately.
Actually, Sabonis is like a Trojan horse. Uh he I know. He can give you triple doubles every night, but there are lots of holes in his game. The the absence of stocks, the no three pointers, kind of low free throws. It's it's hard. It's hard also to build a team around him. If you don't notice it, you have to. When you build teams around Sabonis, you have to take into consideration so many holes that he has in his game. Unlike Drew, I I'm partial to Drew, but I still like Drew over Sabonis overall.
Uh, yeah.
But
Well,
but
I
Sabonis
I
is
get
good.
yeah, I can say the holes are a bit glaring for Sabonis team, but
Yeah.
yeah. Mm, it's just that Drew, I just don't. I know the guy is good, but I still don't trust him playing. The availability part with
Uh,
Drew. Um,
that's true. That's true. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Plus,
But if
it's
you
in
look at the
Milwaukee, they're gonna be more conservative.
but if you look at stats per stats, like points, who wins?
Yeah,
Usually
because
Sabonis
because the efficiency stats in the stocks, I think Drew gets those.
wins.
Yeah,
Drew is a better free throw shooter. Sabonis is a better field goal shooter, so that's even. Turnovers, Drew gets more, so Drew loses that one. But steals, points, threes, assists, that's Drew. Even if Sabonis is a good passer for a center, he's still behind Drew in the assist department. Rebounds, it's Sabonis, but not by much. Drew is also a pretty good rebounder for a point guard.
yeah,
And blocks,
they're pretty
whether you
even.
believe it or not, they're similar in blocks.
Yeah,
They're equal. They're equal in
they're
blocks.
even. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I you can. I don't think we answered it, but Kumish said Drew, likes Drew more. Um, I'm a little on the Sabonis side, but if you're looking up for more efficiency, more across the board stats, I think Drew is the way to go there.
Sabonis' edge is that he's a center. Harder to find it.
Yeah, and harder to find centers who can pass the ball.
That's true.
Rock, Kumish,
Are
this is
you
for
sad?
you. Are
Yes,
you
I'm sad.
sad you didn't take AD? What's the
I
offer of
forgot.
Rock?
I forgot who he wanted from me. I forgot already. Sorry, I have so many teams. I forgot which was what was the offer. But I know AD you were trying to trade AD to me. Um, right now I'm sad because he's playing so well. But I don't know if I'll be sad in a couple more weeks or months when the playoffs come and if he's still there. If
when
he's
LeBron,
gonna play like this, yeah, of course.
well, when LeBron joins the team, I think he'll get a few rests here and there. That's just
Maybe,
my.
maybe. But
That's the
rest
best
is
chance.
okay. Rest
Yeah,
is
I
okay.
mean, as a if I own AD, I'd rather him take maybe a couple of games rest. Hopefully not
Yeah.
on Judgment Day, but yeah, that might help him a bit. Eason can have a strong second half season. Yeah, that.
Gordon, yeah. Aside from not being
But
possibly not being
he could also
could be
have a
trade.
Sengun like second half. Um,
The
last year,
difference
right?
The Sengun surge never happened last year. It never
Yeah,
came. Even when Wood was out, he just was okay because he got injured himself or got sick or got something. So there was no momentum with Sengun. Eason, you can already see that he's getting at least consistent 17, 18, 19 minutes. And Gordon, yes, this part that Ian said that he could be traded. It's very possible because he's a veteran that a lot and a shooter. A lot of contenders would want someone like him.
yeah, like the Lakers, right?
The Lakers like everybody. The Lakers likes they like everybody. I've I've seen like every player in a Lakers uniform Photoshop on Facebook. Now it's Gordon Hayward and Mason Plumlee. I guess because Indiana's playing so well, they cannot Photoshop Buddy Hield and Miles Turner anymore. So they're now photoshopping Mason Plumlee and Gordon Hayward. So maybe if Charlotte starts to win, they're gonna go down to Eric Gordon and I don't know Bruno Fernando or something. The, the
Yeah.
Lakers just love Laker fans. We're
Anybody,
crazy.
Laker fans just love anybody. Press Leonardo, Plumlee or Nick Richards, and then Melo comes back.
Plumlee, Plumlee,
Yeah, he's
Plumlee.
starting to.
I still go with the starter. I'll still go with the starter. But Nick Richards is okay. Nick Richards is a good gamble right now in 14 team leagues.
Yeah. And for a tanking, you know, what seemingly is a tanking Charlotte team, Nick Richards
That
down the
is
line
possible.
could
Yeah,
be the guy
yeah.
to own. Um, Timothy Chan, why is Aaron Gordon getting so overlooked? I think I'll
Um,
let Komish answer that because he doesn't like Aaron Gordon.
no, I didn't say I didn't like Aaron Gordon. I just never. never got him in
I
my
think
teams.
there is it because there are a lit some holes as well in the game in his game.
Yes, but I would say this year has been better. Could be like an Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins before was like that. Andrew Wiggins before people overlook, people were looking down or have they have a bias on this guy because he can shoot free throws, he can shoot three pointers, he can shoot. You know, he's just steals or points like RJ Barrett. So there's bias to these players, but Aaron Gordon is the same. But I will say that this year he's been better. It's really been better. So I wouldn't say I hate him. I'll be okay to own him this season, but I
I
just
I I,
don't have any.
I just I don't think he's overlooked. It's just that he's not been a favorite. He's not been a favorite of fantasy managers. I think not that
He's
he's overlooked, not just a
yeah.
favorite. There are players like that, right? They might be playing well. Even if they're playing well, they're not really the fan favorites. And then there are players like, even if they're playing, they suck. They're fan favorites. Managers, fantasy managers like them, right?
Aaron
Because
Gordon is right now 120th no in fantasy, and he's playing this well. So that is why he's fantasy managers are not that excited about him because even if he's playing so well, he's like that is where he is. 110, 115, 120. That is his position. He played well the last game, 30 points I think. But that's with a lot of players out. Now if there's more injuries to Denver, then we can change our outlook on Aaron Gordon. He might get a higher ceiling. But for now, if everybody's healthy, that's where he is, 115, 120, which is not bad. Which is a standard league guy, which is probably a very useful guy in your fantasy player, fantasy team.
all right. So here's
He's a useful
the
player.
full question for Timothy. Who would you drop, Aaron Gordon or Gordon Hayward?
I will drop Gordon Hayward. At this point, I will drop Gordon Hayward because again, he's questionable already for tomorrow with the shoulder thing and something. He's just never healthy. So yeah, I would drop Gordon Hayward. But if he's 80 top 80 to 100 guy, Aaron Gordon is not a top 80 to 100 guy. Even at this right now when he's playing well, he's not that guy. But if again Jokic is out, if he was playing when Jokic was out for COVID, he might have reached top 100. But he was not playing. He also got sick, so his ranking is stuck at 120. But that's what he would need. He would need Jokic to be out for him to get to the top 100. But if not, he's probably around 115, 120. That's probably his range. Yeah.
All right. So Timothy, hopefully you get some clarity on Aaron Gordon. Richmond C. Rosales asking about Lamelo. Well, Lamelo's out. No timetable. I don't think.
No
I'll give him probably
timetable.
a couple more weeks. I think he's gonna be out for a couple more weeks. That's my guess. Just a guess. Um,
Yeah, probably a
because it's
couple.
pretty much the end of the week. Week 6. Next week's week 7. It doesn't look like he's gonna be. He's not even. He's being ruled out a day before, uh, and he's not even tagged as questionable. Just out.
Be-
So
Best case maybe a week, one more week.
yeah, that's the best case.
Best case.
Maybe a couple of weeks. If a couple of weeks he doesn't return, man, it's really going to be a very frustrating.
Um,
Imagine your first round pick out already for 7 weeks.
and the thing is, I told JJT this. People are always talking about tanking, SGA, SGA. Charlotte, I said they're not talking about them as much, but they have actually the biggest incentive to tank right now. They have so many injuries. They're already down the standings, and Lamelo is still not coming back anytime soon. And if they continue to lose when Lamelo comes back, by that time they might be at the very bottom. They're a small market team. There's a big chance they're the team that will tank out there that would have a big effect on fantasy because of Lamelo. and even
Yeah.
Rosier or even
Yeah.
the other Charlotte guys. So maybe we were looking at the wrong player. Maybe we're looking at SGA, but we should have looked at that Lamelo, because SGA is a first rounder. Lamelo is not, but we picked Lamelo in the first round. So maybe we had it
Yeah, and other
wrong.
players who we thought were tanking are playing well. I mean, Halliburton
Halliburton,
still
yeah.
is doing well, pretty well. Who else are the possible tanking teams there, right? In the first round, not much, but a lot of these team, Utah's team, we thought were tanking, but they aren't tanking. Although not many fantasy, well, a lot of fantasy options, but not really at the first round, right? But
But
yeah,
of course, the John Collins trade is getting some more buzz. That happens. A lot of changes in the
is it
fantasy
to
landscape.
Charlotte?
Atlanta, Collins Atlanta to Utah, to Utah.
Not to Utah.
Uh, Talk about Malik Beasley, and the package might be Beasley and not Laurie, because I think Utah shut that down. Beasley and Kelly Olynyk. Beasley and Kelly Olynyk plus some other players, and then draft
Oh
picks
my,
probably.
Kelly Olynyk, no, don't do it.
Yeah. If that trade does go down, there are lots of implications in fantasy there. Olinik for one is gonna be going to a situation where he has Capella, he has Okongwu. That's big. And then Beasley's been playing well. What will happen if he goes to Atlanta? John Collins goes to Utah. What will happen with Markkinen? Because now he will have someone better at that power forward position. So there's a lot of things there. But those are just rumors that we've been hearing, been reading about.
Who to add for Clippers? We talked about well, Norm Powell if
Terrence
he's
Mann.
available, Terrence Mann,
Terrence Mann will
Deeper
probably start, and
Leagues,
I think he's the best one.
Batum,
Yeah.
uh, Rocco, Coffee, those guys. But those three are a little more, maybe 16 or
Yeah.
to 16 teams or up. Uh, Grant Cheng in the house. Grant Cheng, congratulations on your
Mr.
award.
For
Uh,
our listeners and viewers, Grant is our batchmate from
yeah,
high school, and he just won the youngest winner of finance manager or CFO
CFO of the year.
year, CFO of the year,
Congratulations. That
Cebu
makes us
Land
feel,
Masters.
if he is the youngest winner, that means we are also
We're still
young.
young.
We are still young.
Yeah,
Any good $10 of DFS tomorrow? Just
a
check out
lot.
our courtside DFS. It's already up.
We can give them some.
Yeah, go. I don't have the
Uh,
list.
yeah,
I
I don't
forgot the
have the list.
$10 players.
I don't have the list with me right now, but we talked about, what did we? Jose Alvarado. Talked about Alvarado. He's a $10 player, right?
Yeah,
From New
yeah.
Orleans. With CJ's out with COVID, so Alvarado is, I guess he's the best $10 out there. Uh, yeah. The others, Avdiha is 13, so he's a little higher. I would look at the situation of Miami, because they'll be down a lot of players again. So if in case Hero doesn't play, we know Gabe, we know who else? Max Struss might not play. Duncan Robinson will definitely not play.
I think
Hey,
I also remember Devontae Graham could be an option.
yeah,
$10.
yeah. Haywood Highsmith. Haywood Highsmith could be a guy that you could consider if all those players don't play. I actually have someone, if possible, if Caruso, not Caruso, if Goran Dragic still doesn't play, maybe Kobe White, because he's playing more minutes with Goran's absence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there. But the courtside DFS is already up, so you can check that out as well. Hopefully, you are Filipino, and because it's in Filipino, by the way. Um,
Tagalog.
Zion for Sabonis.
Feasible, reasonable, but
Yeah.
I don't know if the Sabonis owner will agree.
Would want Zion.
Would want that. Yeah, as much as I say that there's a lot of holes in a Sabonis game,
There are far more
Zion,
holes in
Zion's
Zion's
a
game.
donut. Zion's a donut. His game is a donut. The far more bigger holes in his game. Plus the injury concern.
Yeah. So I think if for the Domas owner to agree, it's going to be Zion plus one there. Um, Cat and Thompson. Clay, I would assume. For which Mitchell, I would assume it's
Donovan.
Donovan
Donovan.
and Jarrett Allen.
Hopefully it's Jarrett Allen and not Grayson Allen. No? So this would be more more reasonable trade. I would go for Donovan's side. I would
Yeah,
still go with
me too.
Donovan's side.
The Clay Thompson side, the Clay Thompson actually is the deal
It's the
breaker.
yeah.
So
It,
yeah, Donovan and Allen for sure.
Donovan and Allen.
Okay, Rock has a question. Which best page to look at advanced fantasy statistics? Commish.
Fantasy fantasy as in well, Basketball Monster. Although you have to be a member, but I
A
think
lot of
Basketball
the
Monster.
sites you have to be a member.
Yeah, hashtag. I've tried hashtag also, but Basketball Monster I think is the best, one of the better one. Also, Elite Fantasy Basketball is also not bad from Adam Stock. Adam. His name is Adam. I like his analysis also. It's very
Adam
very good.
Scott, is it Scott?
Stock. I think it's Stock.
Right.
Adam Stock or
So
something
there, Elite Fantasy Basketball, Basketball Monster,
of Josh
and
Lloyd.
Josh Wright, and maybe hashtag. Hashtag I think is a bit more free.
Yeah, a bit more free, but of course not as complete or as
Not
good as
every
the other two.
yeah. Yep. Uh Heat, KPJ and Strauss for holiday.
Let me see. Traded KPJ and Struss for Holiday. Yeah, I think so. It's a 12 team, so you always
Drew.
go for the better player.
Drew side, Drew side.
Drew side, yeah. Hopefully,
Mark. Sorry.
hopefully Struss will not have season long value because if he has season long value, that means Jimmy Butler is probably out for the season.
No,
That's just what it means. Jimmy
no.
freaking
Or no,
Butler.
hero.
I mean, yeah, Hero is there. If Butler is out, Struss will still get value. But if Butler and Hero are healthy with Kyle with Bam, Struss will be okay, but he will not have as good a value as he has now.
Yeah, true. Uh Mark Jerry, good evening to you. Who is must roster 12 teams? D White man. Uh None in 12 team.
I know JJT will say DFS.
No, I've dropped
No,
DFS in all my leagues.
Terrence Mann is more of a short term player, so I would not say he's a must roster.
It's probably
Unless
between it's probably Derek White, Bamba, or Eason.
yeah,
I
it's
think
between the three. Between the
yeah.
three.
But I think
I'll go
White could be a higher priority there.
on average, maybe White will be fine, but on I think Eason will still be my pick here. Still Eason, and then I'll probably go with White and then Bamba.
Yeah.
Still
Because
probably go
Bamba's
with Eason.
dependent on the other two,
Well,
the
some
injuries.
players, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the injuries. So yeah. Trey Murphy or Keegan Murray. Keegan, although Trey's been good.
Trey's been good, but as Jeremy said, Trey the only thing the problem with Trey is he's also dependent on some injuries.
Injuries. Yeah.
Yeah,
The
unlike
reason why
Keegan.
he's been good because Zion's been out, Ingram's been out, right? First from time to time. So yeah, Keegan there. Christopher Alfonso, good evening. We were just talking about you a while ago, saying in another league, someone's challenging you for Trader of the Year. Uh, with because he's had multiple trades already in the league, so you have to up your game. Theo Maledon, an ad.
A stream. Theo Maldon is a stream, not an ad. Uh, I don't know if maybe if you're in a 20 team league, yes, he's an ad, but not as he's just not good. He's
Yeah, he's not
like a
good.
young a French Corey
Imagine
Joseph.
when Lamelo went down with an injury the second time, and then
Yeah,
DSJ was out as well. He didn't even, wasn't even significant enough to be looked at.
he has some good games here and there. Ever since before, which team was he in?
But the
OKC,
upside
right?
is low, very low.
The consistency is not there, but he's
The
usually
ceiling
giving
is
you
low.
some steals, something here and there, but not really consistent.
Yeah. So maybe in just deeper leagues. LeBron or Miles Turner?
Hmm, that's tough. I'll go with Miles. I'll go with Miles.
Miles.
I see some I see some
Related to this,
regression.
LeBron's rest of the season outlook.
I'm worried about how his body will hold up rest of the season. And even if he's healthy, he's not been the same LeBron that we know. There's He's still good, but he is not uh as good as before. You can see the aging, the slow down in step here and there, and the injuries he will have them rest of the season for sure. Even small injuries here or there, it will be there. But Miles Turner, we know he's also injury prone. That's why it was close.
He doesn't finish seasons,
Yeah,
but LeBron though, I think he'll probably be more conservative too this year.
yeah.
He won't push himself too much because again, I think the goal is to be able to play with Bronny, and for that to happen, he has to really keep himself really healthy for a few more years. So yeah,
With LeBron, I think this year the field goal has been bad. You can see that's the thing with a little bit of aging is that he can't explode as much as before. People might not notice it, but people analysts will see it, and that's why he's shooting 46-47% compared to 54-55% because he has to take more harder shots, outside shots, mid-range shots, not like before where he can just drive and then get easy layups. So that's a big difference in his fantasy value for this year.
but let's see. Hopefully, he gets back in this back-to-back set and see how healthy he would look. Still good though. We're not saying that
Still
he's
good,
gonna be
still
really
good.
bad. Still good, still good. Rest of the season, Ben Simmons and Westbrook. Well, Ben Simmons, we talked about Ben Simmons yesterday. I think Ben Simmons could stick. I
He
think
will.
both of those guys could stick. Whatever they're doing now, I think we can expect them to do it more consistently because the role has been set already. Westbrook, in particular, has accepted that 6-man role. So I think, yeah, that could stick. It's just a matter of how maybe their teams do as you head down the road. The Lakers are not playing well, so they might decide later on to just rest Westbrook and not play him at all, right? So I think that's the only concern.
If he sticks with the Lakers, I don't see they're gonna rest him. I think that's the best thing to happen for him if he sticks with the Lakers. A Westbrook trade, people are expecting that to happen, but I think the chances of that happening is less than 50% actually. So but having said that, a Westbrook trade can get his value down to zero. We know that. So we have to take that into consideration. Ben Simmons, as long as he's healthy, I think he's gonna be okay. He's gonna be okay. He's found his groove. He's found his rhythm. As long as he's healthy, there's no issues with his back or his knee. He should be fine. He should be probably, if you punt free throws, he should be very near where he was, in Philly. Probably top 50 if you punt free throws. If you punt free throws. If you include free throws, of course, he's not gonna reach that level. But if you own him, you should be punting free throws anyways. If you own him.
But he's not taking as much, right?
Well, there's gonna be Haka Ben. That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen like a hack a shock. It's already happened with Philly. It's gonna happen when it's gonna happen more. It's gonna happen more as they play more close games, and he's playing that well. They're gonna do that.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that.
All right. The next one from Hui Kong Tan, another subscriber. Welcome to the stream. Jalen Smith see a drop at the 10 team, 15 spots, 15 roster spots. So that's 150 players.
Well, he's outside the 150 right now, so rank wise, yes, he's a drop. Um, Keegan's not playing well, also similar to Jalen, but I guess the upside might be higher with Keegan, so I'm okay with adding Keegan. Not with Denny though. I'm not sure that it's gonna be
It's not going to
rest of
be
the season.
long term.
Yeah, might not be the whole season. You might have to drop Denny sometime also.
Yeah.
Jalen is bad and he's droppable, but if Miles Turner gets injured or gets traded, it's a different story altogether. We
We
talked
also
about
talked
it all,
about,
JT.
yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about Jalen's situation, um, on why he seems to be good early on and has faded right now. So we talked about that in the last quickie. I think the yesterday's quickie. Will you trade Lamelo and Capella for Embiid? I don't think the
Uh,
will the Embiid owner give you that.
Injured for injured. The Embiid owner should not get that. Number one. If you're the Lamelo owner, yes, I will
Yes,
consider it. I will consider it. Yes.
but it's a fair one. I mean, I think that's okay.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Not vetoable. So from AJ. Thoughts on Walker Kessler? More playing time second half season worth it to hold. Stream, I think I've seen lots of Walker Kessler 14 teams in the waiver wire. So that gives
He
me a signal that he's not really a must roster. That's
right
how I
now
gauge some of these players.
he had 5 blocks the last game though. He had five
But he's
blocks,
been
so
up and
that's
down. Like
yeah. The
he's not
the the
really a hold.
No, he has quietly been playing better. If you watch the games, he's been playing better. It's not translated consistently in the stats, but he's been more what you say, adjusted to the NBA pace, to his position defensively has also helped, has been better. I've watched a lot of Utah games. I don't know why, but I've seen a lot of him. So the momentum is good. I mean, it's going up. But as a hold right now, I'm not gonna wait because it's gonna be a long time. It's gonna be a long time if ever it happens for Walker Kessler. I think I just feel like Utah likes to play a lot of players. They like to play by committee, and their coach is not someone who's gonna give Kessler 30 minutes or 35 minutes, even if Olinik gets injured or whoever gets injured. They're gonna at least give him 20, 22, 24. And the way he plays, the way his stats are, I think it's not gonna be like what we expect, like 4 blocks a game, 15 rebounds, not something like that. Something it's still good, but not what we thought during the draft
Yeah.
with Walker.
Um, John Miguel, one player to drop for you Banks. One player to drop for you Banks.
Why would you pick Eubanks?
Because it's a 20 team, I think.
Eubanks is actually injured for tomorrow.
So
Uh,
don't
I
so
would I
don't
would
pick him
keep
up.
I would keep Connaughton for sure. I would keep Osman for sure if it is a 20 team league. Zach Collins, he should be back soon. I still, if he's healthy, I still like him more than Eubanks. So probably
So
keep
don't
Eubanks in the waiver wire because he's also questionable for tomorrow. I think he has
yeah.
some, I don't know what his injury is, but he's injured.
Here. Uh Man, I think. Long
Man,
term
yeah,
20 team.
Terrence Man.
Um Keldon Johnson buy low who to offer for him.
Yeah, we talked about Keldon. He's a buy low for me. He's one of the better buy lows because the past 3 games has been very bad. But offering for him, what can we offer for him? Maybe Hero. Is that considered a buy low?
No,
I Yeah, I think Keldon's still better than
it's
Tyler
not a buy
Hero.
low. But that's not a buy low.
Still low because depends on how where you think Keldon will end up, right? If Conley was healthy, Conley would have been
I
a
think
good
they're gonna
buy.
be close, Hero and Keldon.
Yeah, maybe Harrison Barnes. That's. I mean, he's playing very well. He's hot.
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley, yes. Still, I think Keldon
And
will, of
add
course,
maybe some waiver pickup. That's hot.
yeah, yeah. There are a lot of players ranked quite high, like someone like Lonnie Walker's ranked, 115, 114, maybe. I know
No,
it's
but it's
hard
not
to.
gonna be it's hard to pull off a 1-for-1 trade here. So if you're gonna offer like a Malik Beasley, I think you add a player who's hot from the waiver wire. You pick up
Josh
from the
Hart,
waiver.
Josh
Or
Hart,
just short 1-for-1 deal could be
1 for 1 deal, Josh Hart. I would do that.
that could work, right? So those
Yeah.
are some of the guys that uh, you can offer. Who do you have though? I mean, we've been throwing out some names, but you might not have these players, uh, right? So tell us who you have. Uh, Wanted to trade Van Fleet and CP3 due to injuries. Who's the best player to target?
Well, if you're punting field goals, I think it's
Van
better to
Fleet, I
keep
think,
Van Fleet.
is not injured. I think he's sick.
Yes, but I get what he's saying because Van Vliet is very injury high risk for injury because of, I guess, the number of minutes he's getting. But if you're punting field goals, I still think it's the best thing to keep Van Vliet because if you remove field goals, Van Vliet could be a first rounder. Could be a first rounder. So that kind of value when you're punting field goal, it's don't trade that. CP3 is a good trade if you're punting field goal. But how can you trade him now? He's injured.
Wait
You
for
have to
him to come back. Yeah,
wait
wait
for
for
him
him.
to play some
He's
some
about to
games.
return. Maybe next week.
Yeah, yeah, and then maybe try to get OG or somebody in the third round level for him. JJJ punting field goal. I go JJJ. He's one of the best punting field goal big men. The blocks are there, 3 pointers are there. He's even improved his rebounds. If you don't look at the field goal, JJJ could be a second round value guy. So lots of punting field goal correctness. That value of players will go up. Van Vliet for one, JJJ is another. So those players.
Uh, Isaiah Stewart at the wire, stash him. It, I think if it's 10 teams, right? 10 teams. Yeah, you can. You have an
Yeah,
IL.
if you don't have anybody in your IL, you can stash him. Just stash him.
Uh, why is Focus minutes not consistent? Just because he just got injured. I think he's getting more. He was at a consistent level already. Then he got injured. So just wait for it to
O-
settle, I guess.
OKC's team also is who play. If someone's hot, they play that player more. If you're struggling, the coach will not be afraid to bench you. There's no stars there. They're young players, unlike
Except for
vets.
SGA.
Well, yeah, SGA is different, but the rest, unlike different some teams, it's hard to bench the veterans because they have some clout in the team. Here, they're all youngsters. If you're not playing well, they bench you. But doesn't mean that the next game you're not gonna play. It's just game by game. But overall, even if his minutes not consistent, he's been performing. So I won't be that worried about it.
Yeah.
Poku.
First two picks, 20 team. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty for
Ouch.
20 team. Uh, Malcolm Brogdon. Just a few more. I think we have a few more. Then we'll wrap it up. Pick up Malcolm Brogdon. Yeah, depends
Yeah.
on which team or Derek White. We've talked
Malcolm.
about this before. You
I,
like
I'll
Malcolm more? I like
I
Derek
think
White more.
I like Malcolm more per game, but I would think that Derek White overall totals might be higher than Brogdon. But if Brogdon is healthy, which he is now, I would go with Brogdon. Still good. I mean, he's a good player. It's just
He's just very injury prone, so that's the biggest challenge with Marco Brogdon. SGA Aiton for KD and White. Which White? Derek White?
If that's Derek White, I go SGA Ayton.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
There's no other White. I can't think of other.
Kobe. Kobe White.
That's worse. SGA Aiton still.
Yeah.
That didn't make that got worse. So yeah, SGA Aiton. When will Lillard play?
Lillard.
2 weeks,
Lillard will
right?
be evaluated in 2 weeks. Evaluated in 2 weeks. I
Give
you
or take around 3 weeks.
expect him around near Christmas. They're gonna be
Or worst
cautious.
New Year.
Well, that's the worst case. They're gonna be very cautious with him because this is a re-injury. This is a re-injury, so you have to remember that. So don't expect him to be back early December. He's not Ja Morant. He's the opposite of Ja Morant at this point. So around, I expect maybe mid December to close to 20, December 20, around that range. It's a long wait. It's a long wait.
Right. All right. Zach Collins and Sohan. Zach Collins injured. He's a very injury prone player. 14 team. He's probably streamer at best so far.
Yeah, and
Sohan is a streamer in a 14 team.
I
Could
think
be a hold.
Sohan. I think Sohan in some 14 team leagues, maybe there would be some teams that uh can roster him. I know he's low end. I know he's very low end, very very very, I guess not high value yet, but you can see that it's improving with Sohan. So I think eventually he'll get to the top 150 maybe to be a rosterable 14 team guy, but not yet now. Jeremy's correct. It's a stream here, stream there. Maybe you time it right that when you're streaming him, he gets hot. Then he finds his groove, and then he's going to be part of your roster. Zach Collins, not enough minutes. Charles Bassey has stepped up off the bench. There's McDermott. There's Bates, Diop. So there's lots of competition there. So unless you're in a very very deep 20 team league, not interested also.
All right. This one's a quick one. Eason is the clear answer here.
Eason. Yeah,
Eason is the
Eason.
better player. Will Suggs and Bol Bol stick to their roles? We talked about this earlier. Bol, yes. Suggs, we still don't know, but most likely he could be. Um, Worth it by pick up C Markel Fultz.
Worth it na. Yes.
Yes. But as long as you have an IL slot
He's
available,
practicing, but I think he's not yet returning this week. Maybe
maybe a
sometime
couple
next,
more weeks.
a couple more games maybe, but it's worth it. If you don't have anybody in your IL, I think you pick him up and
Yeah.
see what happens.
But if your IL is full, depends on who the other guys are. Like you have some Lamelos there, some Cades. You'll probably drop Fultz, right? Uh,
Yeah, I mean he's asking, so I assume his IL is empty. That's why you
yeah.
ask about
But these
some.
days, you're really lucky if your IL is empty.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah,
these days. All right, this one. Who's more droppable? 18 team. Highland. I think Highland is.
Highland is the more droppable one. But
But yeah,
if
there.
CP3 comes back, I mean,
Pain. Yeah,
Payne will be
becomes a
droppable.
droppable one.
Yeah.
And the last one, no news, right? I think he doesn't have timetable.
Not no timetable yet for
Probably
Cole.
among the three players, because Suggs is injured, right? He's out for a bit, right? Or no, he's playing.
Suggs is playing. Cole, according to Yahoo, he's already doing some shoot arounds, shooting here and there.
But
But
he's probably the last to come back among
yeah,
the three. He's probably going to be the last one to come back.
from shooting drills to actually playing, We're talking months. And we're talking in the month range, not the days or the week
What's
range.
his injury? It's an oblique injury. What does that mean?
Oblique injury. I don't know. It's your side or something. I
Doctor
don't know.
Doctor Go, you know
I
what's an
did not
oblique?
I did not research on that because I don't own any Cole Anthony. And I really not interested in Cole Anthony at all. So but I'll research the oblique thing. What
Yeah,
it's about.
that's his.
But we're talking month, maybe January. Maybe January.
All right.
I
So
think.
let's see. Let's see. All right, that's it for this live Q&A session. Thank you guys for your comments, your questions, and for always listening. Of course, there, subscribe, YouTube, and also what else do I want to share? Twitter, follow us, me and Komish, and yeah, pretty much that's it. See you guys again tomorrow for our regular daily fantasy quickie. And have a good day, guys, and happy Thanksgiving to those in the US and to everyone in the world. Bye, guys.